Hey everybody, welcome back. This is the monthly top 10 sales on eBay. I'm really sorry I missed the month of June. It was an extremely busy month, but here we are today to talk about the top 10 sales from the month of July. And it's an interesting list. There are two or three that have some interesting numbers and some stories behind them. I'll get into that. And then we've got a familiar face at the top. So let's get into it. Coming in at number 10 is Fantastic Four number 48. This is the first appearance of the Silver Surfer, but the interesting thing about this is this was a raw condition book. It was listed as near mint plus, so like 9.6-ish, and it sold for $15,000. When I looked at this book, I started wondering, why was this not graded at CGC? So I looked at it a little closely, looked at the comments or the description, and I thought maybe there's something detached or there's some restoration. There was nothing in the description, and I'll put it up on the screen, that showed anything. But when you look in like the fine details, there's a comment that implies that I believe what this means is color touch and trimming. So I don't know. I mean, do you guys think this was an intentional a seller intentionally misleading buyers out there? I didn't see anything else. If you guys can see anything, then so be it, but seems a little bit sneaky to me, but I'll reserve judgment on that. Maybe it could have been a miss on the seller's part, but regardless, still $15,000 for a raw book. Pretty strong. So that's number 10. Coming in at number 9, Tales of Suspense number 39. Another interesting one. First appearance of Iron Man. This is a huge grail. Also a raw book. And it looks like the seller was just selling something from a family member's personal collection who I don't know if they'd passed away or what. But anyway, that's what it is. So that kind of explains maybe why it was raw. But beautiful condition book when you look at the pictures. And this sold for a very nice $16,600. Coming in at number 8, first appearance of Loki, Journey into Mystery number 85. Really nice high grade CGC 8.5. A cool $17,000. So key issue that people don't really talk about a whole lot anymore. Ever since the whole craze of, Loki in the MCU, and then he had his own show, and I think there's going to be a season 2 coming out at some point here. It's been delayed. But anyway, strong sale nonetheless. Coming in at number 7, another interesting book, Amazing Fantasy number 15. It's an 8.0, so extremely high grade. But it's got two things that were going against it. First of all, it's PGX. It's not CGC. It wasn't even CBCS. It's a PGX book. And it's got a lot of restoration. It's been trimmed, color touch, and tear seals added. So a lot of work done to this book. So you think for an 8.0, $17,750 might be a steal. But, with everything being considered, it's still probably a lot of money to spend on a book like that, because who knows, it'll still come back as an 8.0. And I know a lot of people think PGX grades a lot more leniently than CGC, but regardless, we know the value of PGX and CBCS books pale in comparison to CGC. So nonetheless, still a big book, and not sure if the price is appropriate or not, but it is what it is. Coming in at number 6, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1, first print CGC 9.2, $18,600. Big book, and we may see the Turtles one more time before this list is done. All right, let's get into the top 5. Coming in at number 5, Incredible Hulk number 181, first appearance of Wolverine, CGC 9.6. $23,499. This is a big book, the King of the Bronze Age, and it is also white pages. So big sale, big book, a lot of money. Haven't looked at how this compares to other 9.6s. I will have my price analysis update pretty soon on this book, so we'll see how this one compares to how the book's been doing the past couple years. So, all right, that was number 5. Coming in at number 4, Strange Tales number 110, first appearance of Doctor Strange. Really nice high grade CGC 8.5, coming in at $25,000. I think there's a third Doctor Strange movie coming. So, you know, this book will be hot for a while. I know all of the, you know, price jumping with movies coming out, that's kind of gone, right? It was big for a few years. Not really big impact anymore, but Doctor Strange is a big character, and as long as he's in the MCU, this book is going to be commanding strong prices. Okay, coming in, number 3, the first superhero team of Marvel, X-Men number 1, coming in at a CGC 8.0, but it's restored, and it's $26,000. So, big book, huge grail, and amazing grade as well, 8.0. Unfortunately, there's color touch on the cover, and then the right edge and the bottom edge are both trimmed. So that hurts, but nonetheless, still a really nice book. 2 more to go. Coming in at number 2, I told you we'd see the Turtles again. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1, CGC 9.4, and this is coming in at $30,000. The only other unique thing about this book is that it is signed. Now, it did not get the yellow label because it wasn't witnessed by CGC, but they still gave it a blue label, and there's a notation that says it's signed by Eastman and Laird on the inside cover. So I've seen CGC do this a couple different ways, right? If there's any kind of a signature, they can either give it a green label to say someone signed it that, you know, wasn't witnessed, or they will give it a blue label and they'll just put the comment on there that the words are written on the book somewhere, as opposed to saying that it was actually signed by those people. So, huge book, really nice book, 9.4, 30 grand. And who are we going to see at number 1? Like I said, very familiar face, Amazing Fantasy number 15. CGC 3.5, coming in at $35,000. Really nice, solid grade for that book, and a nice price as well. I think this price, again, right, I have my price analysis coming out within the next couple weeks on many of the books I've already done, so I'll be giving updates on those. But I believe when I checked this 3.5, it's a little bit less than the last sale, but still higher than some of the other sales before that one. So this book continues to be strong. Good way to round out the top 10. So with that, here's what we have. 2 books, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, independent books on the list out of the top 10. The other 8, all Marvel. No DC at all. DC has been representing okay the past few times I've done this. Not great, but not one DC book in the top 10 this time. And I might add one more thing before I leave you. There are a lot of fake sales happening on eBay lately that show up as sold, and they're even showing up on GPA. And remember, GPA isn't perfect because there's not a good communication between eBay and GPA to say, hey, this book was never paid for, or, you know, it was relisted. Sometimes they're able to catch it, but not always. But when you go into Terapeak on eBay, you'll see certain books that have been removed for sales. I know one of them was X-Men 101 at a 9.8, showed it at some really low price compared to the past 2 sales. And, you know, that book was listed on GPA, and it was shown as sold on eBay for a couple weeks. It was a 0 feedback seller, so I was always scratching my head on that one. And it turns out that eBay has now removed it. The listing has been removed. You can find it under sold, but then when you go to click on the details and see everything about it, it shows that it's been removed. And Terapeak has removed it, and pretty sure GPA will be removing it soon as well. So that's one example, but I found quite a few of them that I had to sort through in order to find the real sales here. So that's it, top 10 for July. I hope you liked it, and stay tuned because I'm going to be having some price analysis updates coming out and some analysis on some new books as well that I haven't done yet. So again, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, have a great day.